welcome back. I keep saying that it's been about a year since we moved into this home, so I figured before we forget all of the work that we've put into this house this year, I thought it would be a great time to share some before and afters of all of the house projects that we have done in this home. So if you are new here, my name is Emily. I'm a wife and mother to 2 little boys with another one on the way. And today's gonna be a very special video. So I'm going to share all the work that has gone into this house, and it could not have come together without my parents, one of whom will be joining us today as a special guest. Hey, Mom. You can come sit down. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is my mother. I'm sure you've seen her in videos. We did the guest bedroom together, so they've seen you before.
Yes.
But you'll get to actually hear her voice, because usually we just do voiceovers because there's children running around. But let's go ahead and start with the very beginning of how we found this house. So if you didn't know, my parents own this house, and we're just renting it from them while my husband finishes medical school. So I think the funny part is with this house is that you guys bought this house sight unseen.
It's true. But we did see pictures. We saw pictures and we were like, it has great bones. Yeah. It has such good potential. We love that rock wall that I know.
I'll show pictures of everything that we're talking about, so you can see everything.
We love the arches. We love the gorgeous tree in the front yard.
The neighborhood is great.
We fell in love with it online.
Yeah. The funny thing about the pictures, though, is that we toured a few houses, my husband and I, Dominic and I, but I didn't take any pictures of this house when I was here because I was so convinced this was definitely not the one that I didn't even need to record it for you guys.
You said, oh, that one? Because it's out of our price range. And we were like, we can do this. We can do it. We really like this house.
And they came down in price.
Yeah,
so it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out.
So it really did.
Yes. So this house has completely transformed. I don't think you would recognize it looking at it now as compared to the pictures of these places. So I'm going to show some clips of us working and doing projects. We're going to try to go sequentially though, so we can kind of tell the story of this house and how it came together amongst the real life of everything happening. Oh yeah. It's been a busy year for us. You guys purchased this home in January of last year, so January 2023. And that was, what was funny about that is we had actually already ordered a bunch of stuff, remember?
Oh, we
got delivered
busy
that week.
Yes.
Because every moment that we weren't living in there, they weren't getting rent from us. So they wanted us to be able to move in quick. You guys were motivated.
We were very motivated to get started on the renovations right away. So you actually came up for Christmas, and we were busy. We were choosing the kitchen cabinets. We chose the cork floor, which you weren't totally thrilled about, but we felt really strongly about. We settled on the colors, the alabaster and the beige. We
ordered all the appliances.
We ordered at Costco. Yeah, we ordered all the appliances.
Yeah.
And then just like staggered the delivery.
So when you closed, I think it was January 13th or 12th or 13th, something. Like the next day, all of our cabinetry that had been custom ordered was delivered. So thank goodness it all went through and like things worked.
We flew down and we went straight to errands.
Yes.
It was the cable, the electricity, everything.
Some people have asked if we lived in this house while we were doing all these renovations. Yes and no.
Well, Dad and I
guys did.
We slept on the floor next to the fireplace. And we turned it on just for fun. I mean, we were like camping out in here.
Until it just got like too
then
gross.
We had to give up. Actually, really fond memories of that time. Dad and I were camping out here. We were tackling all of the errands you have to do when you move in. Yeah. And then we went to Home Depot and we closed down the store.
Over every single night.
Oh, it was ridiculous. We were there last night and we were like, this is nothing. We're leaving half an hour before it closes and we don't have all the stuff to tie to the roof.
Goodness.
You know,
it was so much wood, because there were 2 months before we moved in and you guys were coming down and we hired a handyman, we hired my brother-in-law Ethan to help do a lot of the demo and the manual labor. So all of the things that were done during that time were the messy things. So the popcorn ceiling,
Oh boy,
scraping the popcorn. I mean, we did a lot of that too.
it was horrible.
Popcorn ceiling, removing all of the vinyl or like linoleum flooring, carpets.
Oh, carpeting. That was easy, actually.
That
You
was
just
easy.
Roll it up.
Junk.
Yeah, and a very, very clean subfloor.
Oh, the colors of these carpets.
Yes.
And
the
then,
pile on the road was insane.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Popcorn ceiling was, I feel like it was like 3 full days.
Oh, it was more than. Well, it was like 3 days of scraping.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 days
and
of
then
scraping.
it was the sanding. Oh my goodness. And
then
Ethan
sanding.
and Dominic did that. The sanding, the ceiling, and then painting it.
Patching, because you wanted it flat.
Yes, which looks really good.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. It's hard to find someone that will do a flat ceiling because it's really tedious to get it actually flat. You can see all the imperfections. So Ethan was able to do it. I mean, there's some imperfections, but it's fine.
It looks great.
It's totally fine. Then we also did all of the painting before we moved in. Ethan helped a lot with that. We went with Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams on the walls, and then all of the trim we did contrasting to that. So it's accessible beige. Mm-hmm. And you guys also did all of the doors, the louver doors. They add a nice vintage old charm, but they are a pain.
They're a pain. They're really well made. So we didn't want to start over. So we just were like, so it was like cleaning them, scraping them, priming them, painting them. It was
drips
misery.
Happen because there's so many little spots that those drips can go on. That all happened before we moved in. And Dennis, during what we were doing with the walls and the ceiling and the floors, he was taking out our entire kitchen ceiling. So it was a drop ceiling. I think it dropped like 14 inches probably, and then had like a ring of halogen fluorescent lights.
I mean, and then that transition had to be created from the kitchen, the new higher kitchen ceiling to the family room. And Dennis was a perfectionist with that. It's a really nice, nice transition.
All of the electrical was running underneath the beam, so he had to rewire stuff. I don't know exactly what he did. And then all the new cabinetry he put in. We had some difficulty fitting some of it. We didn't measure it correctly before we moved in because we were out of state when we were trying to order them.
Yeah.
And it just made it work. But it worked out. Home Depot actually took the cabinets back.
They were very good.
We were able to exchange them. So it worked out just fine.
And everything we picked in Home Depot, we ended up really liking.
Yeah.
And we picked it in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Over Christmas.
Up where my parents live.
Yes. And actually, we are now doing bathrooms, and we were just in that same Home Depot, and we were like, oh boy, this feels familiar.
Very good. That's a little sneak peek tease of a little project that we've been working on. We're going to share some footage of my parents' home, actually. I'm going to share some if they let me. Yeah. We've been sourcing on Facebook Marketplace to find some vanities and mirrors and lighting, actually, you guys found too.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at Minnesota Facebook Marketplace
and sending me on errands.
Sending her to pick up stuff.
Yeah.
And then the tile and all of that. So we've made selections.
We're very excited.
It's going to be contracted out.
They're starting today.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we came to Florida this time, we prepared. We moved out of the bathroom.
So those will be very different style than this home. This home is more, I would say, rustic and a little bit more modern. I mean, it's Spanish Mediterranean style. Their home is 1907 Victorian home. So and we're keeping it in style with that.
Right.
It'll be beautiful. I'm so excited for it. Let's get back to our timeline.
Let's see.
About 2 months of work, we were able to transform things to make it livable. So we had the kitchen functional, as well as 1 bathroom and 2 bedrooms. So camping, it was March 1st, I remember, of last year. And we slept on the floor, Dominic and I, because the master bedroom was in complete construction. That bathroom was a lot more intensive than we expected because we kept adding more things on top of it, like an archway.
And tile backs.
And tiling an entire wall. 2 walls to make it a backsplash. So yeah, I think that he was really ready to be done with it, but it turned out absolutely beautiful. Look in there, I think it looks like old Florida breakfast resort kind of feel.
It reminds me of the old Florida resorts that I absolutely love.
We're definitely enjoying that bathroom. The other bathroom, I know there's some strong opinions on this channel about that bathroom, but we will not be touching it for at least a year. We're gonna let this baby let us rest a little bit. It does need some work though. It is definitely not going to stay as is. Functionally, we need another shower over there, and it also is drywalled all around that bathtub. So
and wallpapered.
I mean,
it's really charming.
But it's getting so much water damage.
Yes.
Like the boys, I have 2 young children. They are always splashing in the water, and it's just getting all over those walls. So, and there's a step, which looks like a diving board to them, and white, very slippery tiles.
I think we might want to keep the green sink and the green.
Oh. We'll talk about that. It's possible. I think it would be really hard to mix with stuff. So yeah. We'll see how that one goes. I have a Pinterest board that I'll put some pictures up of things that I like. I don't know if I've shown you that, but to match the rest of the house, but still be bold and fun, because it's the kids' bath. It should be fun, but maybe not floral wallpaper for 3 little boys. So for our first month of living here, you guys didn't charge us rent because I think it was like 2 months you didn't charge rent, which was a very big blessing. That's how I was able to buy some couches, some things for this house that I like.
I mean, it was rough, but it was good to Dominic start having the shorter commute.
Yes,
you know, we just felt like it was doable.
It was practical to be here, but every night Dominic and I were working on the bathroom as well. So Dennis was doing the messy stuff, like the big like tiling things. We were doing that's like finishing the closet. The closet wasn't built in yet, as well as painting, all the trim, and all of the little things that needed to be done. The lights, we had to install lights in the entire house. When we moved in,
you've done a great job with that.
Yes, I've actually gotten quite confident installing electrical stuff, but we only had one light when we moved in, one overhead light, which was that one.
And it was a light bulb hanging from the ceiling. Why was it that way?
We had taken down all of the lights so that we could scrape the ceilings, and we'd throw them away. Like they were so old, like these old fans that were not to code.
Because they had like a draped line.
They were plugged into the wall.
Like
the ceiling fan was in the wall, like not safe. So the inspector said we had to take those out to pass. So I mean obviously those were gone. So that we could scrape the ceilings and everything too. So yeah, we had one ceiling light. We were walking around with our phones most nights to find stuff, and just like headlamps. So we moved in, got the master bedroom in order. I mean, that was probably about a month and a half of not being in that master bedroom yet. And once we got that though, we were able to move all of the furniture where it was supposed to be and everything, and like kind of get things set up. I showed a living room makeover before and after, and then I started working on the kit. We really started focusing on the kitchen. So we got the countertops in there. Those were installed, like Home Depot did that. And then months later, we did the hood. Dad and Dominic built the hood. You painted it once it was in there. And then we together did the backsplash. Yes, we figured out how to tile. Fun. That was fun. We'd never, that was the most satisfying.
It was pretty quick too. We did it in a long weekend.
Yeah, it was quick and efficient.
Yeah,
and like you could see the progress. It was just, it was fun. And you're just like using power tools, even though they're like,
the diamond.
Yeah, I thought that was fun to use. Awesome. Like, but it wasn't like super dangerous as other saws are that I like will never touch. And you guys came back another time, and you guys did all the trim. So now the kitchen is actually completely done. I want to share a makeover video soon. I think I will soon, of all the details in that kitchen and styling it, and talk through some of the design choices in there, because I feel like we designed it pretty well. Like there was a lot of thought that went into making it continuous with the rest of the home, like the size of the tiles and everything, and the lighting, just the layout and design function. And we fixed a lot of the problems that we originally had at the beginning too. So things have been, the kitchen is like done. I think it's done. We're safe to say, right?
Yes.
An island, maybe.
Maybe an island.
Yeah.
Not built in, just like a piece of an old piece.
Yeah, just like an antique island we were thinking of getting. So all of our projects have kind of tangled together. It's not like we do things linearly because you just can't. Like things take forever to come, or you're just not ready to do that one thing, so we kind of jump around. So the thing that we've been jumping around a lot in between things is the patio. Doing that happened mostly over the summer. The worst time possible to do it.
I don't remember. I think it was that we had some labor that was available.
My sister and her boyfriend came down and they were able to help us like take out a bunch of stuff and dig a bunch of soil and a bunch of overgrown plants. So once we got all of those out, then it kind of started the ball rolling, and we needed to finish it because it was like a mud pit, an actual pit of mud.
Right.
And it was just not functional at all. Now we have this beautiful indoor-outdoor living situation. The doors can just be open. The boys, they go in and out and it's not like super dirty because it's all turf and gravel.
And
like it's easy.
I know. It's
we
very
eat out
nice.
there like anytime it's nice. We're usually eating on the patio. So yeah, we absolutely love how the patio has turned out. It's a little bit different. Like, I mean, I don't think anyone can say that they have an indoor a screened-in garden, with turf.
It's true. But I mean, it was a screened-in garden.
It was,
but it
such
was
a weird.
It was overgrown, but it had beautiful plants. I mean, it
at
had,
one time. I would love to see what it looked like before.
And we found the plans for the house. It's really nice. It was just overgrown.
It was
not great for children. So I think
had a lot of poisonous plants in there. Okay, so before we get to our big project that you guys were working on and we just finished, you guys saw it last week actually, because I will have shared the reveal of this living room with the new tiles last week. But let's talk a little bit about the boys' rooms and the nursery. So we have 2 bedrooms in addition to the master bedroom, and we just did a big makeover of the guest bedroom, and I absolutely love how that turned out.
We're so comfortable there.
It's perfect. We slept in there for a week when we were doing the tile. It was perfect. That will be also a nursery. I'll be showing the reveal of that space soon as well. And then the 2 older boys share one room. So the boys' room is in transition right now because we're moving beds with Benjamin. And so those are the projects that we've been finally getting to do now, like decorating.
Yeah.
Honestly, my DIY wheels are like definitely getting a little worn out. Probably just because of pregnancy, but the decorating stuff is super fun right now.
Yeah.
And like organizing. That's all I want to do right now. Just organize and decorate things. And also you guys saw a makeover of the laundry room, which we did the flooring in as well, unexpectedly. You guys saw that. And then we have big plans for making that better in the future as well, like replacing those cabinets and adding some open shelving in there and just making it really nice and clean, like especially the deep sink area, like reworking that so that it's a pretty feature instead of just a very utilitarian feature there.
I'm glad it's there.
I'm glad it's there. I'm so glad it's there, but it is very, very ugly as well. So that has so much potential in there. So those are the makeovers that we've been working on in the past few months, I would say. And then the past like 2 weeks, what has come together is the flooring in this room. So you guys saw the whole video of this last week, so I won't expound on it too much, but the flooring in here is so beautiful. And you guys did an amazing job with the baseboards as well.
Yeah.
It just transformed the whole space.
It's gorgeous. I agree. I love it.
I think that like I was very hesitant about this tile, especially as we got like closer to it, just very nervous that it wasn't going to be functional, like we were just going to like trip, because it's very uneven. It has little uneven things that pop up, and that's kind of the beauty of it. but also I was just worried that my boys were gonna like split their heads open on it.
Sure.
So they haven't yet. They could. But also the trim piece is very traditional. The little like thresholds and stuff. So I was very nervous about that. But it does work. Like it looks like it is meant to be in this home.
Yes.
And that's our big goal throughout this whole house, is to not try to like ignore the trends. Like arches are trendy right now, and like but it's, why is an arch trendy? Because it's this Spanish style.
Yeah.
Like that's what this home is, and it has some arches already in it. So we really just like embraced that and made it more Spanish. Kind of, I would say that it has like a California feel, like a cool California feel in a way. Lots of neutrals, organic, modern style in there as well. All right, before I share some of the future design plans that we have and that I'll be sharing in the future when we get around to it, I just want to ask you guys to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are new here. I would love for you to stick around. If you have been here, I want to know how long you've been here. Did you start following when we were back in our townhome, or has it been like since we've been here and you've seen this process? So let's talk about some of the things that we plan to do to make it even more Spanish Mediterranean. We talked about the rock wall a little bit. So that is what a feature piece in this home, but it looks a little dated to me. Like it just has this kind of cabiny look in a way. And so we eventually plan, every time I like show this rock wall, you guys just say this, and yes, I agree. We'd want to do this, but it takes time to get to that project. We eventually want to overgrout it and do a German schmear. I'll like put some inspiration pictures up of it. It makes it look so, I don't think you're bought into this yet.
I really like the rock wall just the way it is. So I'm not
likes it the way it is. It's kind of just dark. Like we're looking at it right now, and it has everything else in the home is alabaster pretty much, except for the boys' room. So it has a brightness to it and a lightness and modernness to it. And I feel like that wall is just like, and it's a small space too, so it doesn't reflect, there's nothing there. So I think it would look really good, but in like a year, we'll get to that maybe. Other thing that we want to do that's kind of more architectural detail is up here. Between these windows, we actually want to put in a fireplace that is not at all like the one that we pulled out.
Similar, actually.
No, it wouldn't be a wood burning mid-century modern. The fireplace that we took out, beautiful, but like not functional at all because it took up so much space, like the square footage in there, and not safe either because it was a wood burning one. So what we would do is an electric fireplace that was up against the wall, like a rectangle, and make it go up with an arch. I'll have to just put some inspiration pictures on. But there's some ideas.
Dad has shown me some pictures, and I did like the idea.
Yeah, and like a rustic beam, like adding some wood into the house.
That has been our goal the whole time. We just haven't.
It's hard to add. It's hard to add wood when you don't have. People are always like, "Oh, add beams." Well, that doesn't work when you have 8-foot ceilings. Like it would just look so awkward in this space to add beams. It wouldn't make sense. Yeah. We wanted to actually make structural sense. So yeah, we won't be doing that, but like a really cool, either a stone or wood beam for that mantle would look really amazing. And really just like this spot is made for a fireplace. Like it's very conversational, and it would be beautiful. We've grown a lot in this house. There's been a lot of frustrations and just hard, long nights figuring stuff out, and sleepless nights over worrying about decisions that we've made, if they're the right one. You and I, we're bad about that. We lose sleep over things.
A little bit. I mean, it's been a lot of trouble. One of the best parts has been like coming down regularly to work on the house. It's been fun. I mean, I always try and spend some time with the boys, just like play with them before we get started. But we do work hard when we're here. Yeah,
there's a lot of work. And then the boys are watching it. Like they're in it, and
they're very interested.
Helpful with it. They know all the different types of like saws. Gideon knows all the different saws and stuff, and like Yeah, I think it's so valuable to him to see us working hard.
Oh yeah, and this is what Dad and I did when you were growing up. You know,
Yes.
we always worked on our houses. At the very beginning, we were too busy.
Yeah.
But like our second house in Florida,
Yeah.
Tallahassee, we really put a lot into that house. And Dad says you and Anna would just camp out and watch us because, you know, you would just like, wow, what are they going to do now?
I wish the boys would camp out and watch us. They're a little more involved.
Boys versus girls. It's just, yeah.
Right when they're hammering.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story of how it's been going. I mean, there is so much more that we want to show and things that we want to keep working on in this house to make it really functional, really beautiful. And next week, I believe I'll be sharing some updates in the kitchen or the nursery. We'll see which one I feel motivated to do. I think that is it for this little chit chat story time. Thanks for joining us. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I enjoyed it.
It was fun not doing anything, just looking back. All right, guys, have a very blessed week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.